Hello, Sergeyus.
Hi, Janis.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
All good. I think happy to be here and happy to be here with you and to share some thoughts and some news and brag about them and you know uh, share and help our customers and potential customers.
Okay, let's do it.
But before we do, I think it's also would be good to do a short intro about ourselves. My name is Janis Balodis, and I'm VP of Sales at Frontu. And today we have as well here Serhiy, who is almost everywhere and doing everything what is related to the product. He's fulfilling as well and product team lead. That's what I call him. And today we will look more in deep in different kind of features, functions, updates we got on the last quarter. Is that correct? Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good. Let's then switch. And there is a question for you. What is like a typical? So how you decide which is the most important things to do the first, and why this and why not that? And I probably believe that you have a huge backlog, a lot of things you would like to do. So, what's the standard process, maybe for our customers to who doesn't know that?
Uh, it's very huge topic actually. Prioritization. This is like magic for product managers and one of the most complicated stuff. But what we are doing, so we are collecting customer requests. We are checking the impact. We are trying. We have some prioritization techniques how to do it. And we are just trying to bit by bit improve our system to be more usable and to bring to our customers more value.
Okay, cool. And from my experience, I have been more than 4 years with the Frontu, and I see how the product is growing. So that's like the best feeling to see how it's growing, like small baby, and a lot of things, features, and even some things which I even couldn't imagine that Frontu could be able to do now is like reality. But okay, let's go specifically to talk about more things. And today I want to cover several topics, which as well I saw that there is a lot of customers who are using, and I think this could be interesting for the listeners who can understand and see maybe new features. And the first thing what I would like to maybe show and discuss is about permissions. And there is a new option. Let's say what we can do is if we are looking on the setting page and talk about the application or app user permissions, that is nothing new in general, but the most thing what is new is here that there is a possibility for an app
But
user.
Janis, maybe it's nothing new for you, but I assume that a lot of our customers just first time maybe use this, or they notice it when they started to using our system and then never came back here. So
True,
why it's important to know it? Maybe you can tell
true,
us a bit more what
true.
are the benefits of this page.
Mhm. So yes, thanks for Sergey for correction in this case. Exactly. Probably some of you see this first time, as our onboarding process usually sets it up in some cases for you. So the app user permission just lets you decide what permissions your app users or field workers will have in the app. And what I want to point out, there is different kind of things which you can see. We can forbid, we can let the users to review, we can let the users or field workers to modify, and even to create some things. But the most, let's say, the newest things and the features which we have, if we are looking from the last year, quarter four, is to also to decide if you would like to give opportunity edit or cancel task for an field worker. That is something new. So Serhiy is why so? I mean, before that, all the app users was able to edit task and cancel. So was it by request, or you just saw that it's something nice to have?
So why we did it? So the most important thing why we did it. So each permission is like increasing the flexibility. We see that our customers have their own workflows and they are very different one, and we want to be to grow our solution that you can fit your workflow and use this permission. For example, this is like cancel task. This is very simple, yes, but in some cases we heard from our customers that when we can't complete the task, we still need to kind of not just we need to stop it, yeah, with some reasons that I wasn't able to do it, or we just are completing the task. And there was there was no option to just cancel because, for example, like client is not on the spot, or I couldn't do my job because the doors were closed and no one provided me access, or when I brought some stuff to the customer and they just declined to use it, etc., etc. So from analytical point of view, it's if you are like checking the analyzing your data, what's happening. So this is the stuff that it's really important because you can check how many canceling you have and maybe adjust your pricing or do some other stuff. What is here, because we had the possibility to abandon task for from admin point of view, what we added, we just added it possibility for the technician, for app user, because it's more convenient to cancel the task and write why you did it when you need to call to your coordinator or dispatcher and then ask, please, like find this task and cancel it because of those and those reasons. So it's like more flexibility. And the edit task is completely the same. Then you have full access to the task information and you can adjust it on the basis of real events, what's happening on the spot, because maybe coordinator add one information, but in reality there is different situation. So this is improving technician flexibility, but it depends on your choice. If you would like not to grant this permission, so you can do it and just forbid edit or cancel.
I think that's great. That's a great feature. But you know what? When I saw this one, there is I know that there is partly customers who are using pricing, meaning that they want to show the prices in the act of acceptance, and some of them who are not showing, they are just agreeing on amounts of materials and the jobs what they do. And this one is something what I was like really happy by myself, because for those customers who are not using the pricing, now there is an option to hide the pricing from the app user side, and that's just gives better UX side and less information which is not needed from the app side. So and here I want to as well show from the app side if we are looking on that part. So what we can see over here is that you can see now that I have, as I allowed myself, I can cancel the task and I can add it. So that's a good part of that.
Yeah, and I just want to point out that this change is also very new, that you have this new menu item with a lot of actions. So this is like very fresh and it's just released very recently. So it's not from, it's like from January stuff. Yeah, from January stuff, and you are just disclosing the stuff that's very recent. But it's kind of a thing that it will help the technician to like to initiate actions more easily.
Yes, and what I wanted to point out here that we saw that I am able to edit the task and cancel. But as we see here, so I have hidden my all the pricing. So that's why from the app side, I see only the amounts, so duration, amounts, and so on. So I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, and this is actually what you mentioned about priorities of our customers. We notice that most of our customers are not showing prices in the active acceptance, and then we get also requested and see by ourselves that we are having this issue that okay, I see a lot of fields that I don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
So this was very obvious stuff, and those stuffs are we decided that let's do it. So and we implemented it, and now you just can use it.
So here is, I think, one more important part. So for the listeners who are listening now, if you would like to, and you have been registered for this event, so you will get an email about all these features as well in the PDF format, so you can check it out. And there will be some more things which we will not be able to cover all of them during this webinar. But as well, one more important thing. So we will cover different kind of features and things and improvements, and we will also talk about the pricing plans or the plans. I think that's very important just to understand. So is that included in my plan, or that is higher plan, or where it is? So if we are talking about the users, app user permission, so that is of course included in the lowest plan as well as we are talking. Is that correct, Serhiy? Right?
Yes. So it's just
Mm-hmm.
you can use it. It's just go and check your permission, check what you really need. Maybe you will make some adjustments to current workflows, or you thought that it's not impossible. It's impossible, like for example, to forbid app users to create new tasks. And now, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's possible. You just need to do it if you
And
need.
while we are still on the looking on the app side, and what I wanted as well to add there, it's not like out of the topic. It's not something new from the last quarter, but that is very important. If we are here in the added job or material, or add a comment, let's say remark, or any place where you can write or type something. So my suggestion would be as well to test out the voice to text option, which is basically something which is used as well in different countries. I mean, we have customers who are using that in all the Baltic countries, in Latvia, in Lithuania. So it is working pretty good. What we usually choose here is a Google service, so that then we are sure of that, and it works pretty well.
Yeah, just make sure that your language, your phone language, is the same language that you would speak. Because if your phone language is some other language, like for me
Mhm.
it's English, and if I will talk in Lithuania, so it will be a mess, not a text. But if the language of your phone is the same, so it's working really good, and it saves a lot of time if during your work process you asking technician to add as precise and detailed information about job. So it just saves a lot of time.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So in this case, what additionally I would like to show here, and yeah, so you don't see my app, so we can let's say change the light bulb on the second floor. So, and this is the same exactly what you told. The language will be adjusted to the settings. So try it out. It really works for those technicians who say that they don't like to type, so they can speak it in and then correct. Because of course, for smaller languages like Latvian, Lithuanian, it might have some corrections needed. But we are moving forward as the time is running, and still talking about the permissions. And there is one more permission which I would like to talk about. That's web user permission groups, which you can adjust under the user section. So there is a permission groups, and you can set up different kind of permissions. So before I'm talking about that, I wanted to show one very new thing, and that's for sure as well something new for a lot of customers maybe, and that is a really good thing. Meaning that what we have added is a possibility to add jobs, materials, remarks, and make any changes for any kind of status if that is not in progress, accepted, or finished. So let's say we can take that I have here stop task, for example, and we can look in that in detailed view. And then I have the ability now to add jobs, add materials, even if I'm not assigned to the job or I'm as an admin, so I can do the changes as well on those tasks. Is there anything you could add here? So what's the value? Maybe someone is thinking, okay, I mean, why it's needed?
So in case in your process there are few coordinators and you are like creating your tasks, not just as a one person who is dealing with everything, and there are some possibilities of mistakes. Yes, someone forgot something, and we noticed, in fact, our customers notice that like it's not convenient to edit those tasks. So that's why we implemented this like kind of small change, but it really can impact your workflow, because you won't need to like duplicate the task, cancel existing one, think about those tasks that are in drafts, because previously only draft tasks were with these options that you was able to do all changes. So now it's more convenient. Bigger convenience. It's always like you will spend less time preparing something for technician, saving time, more money possibly, and more value.
Exactly. And as well, so if we are looking, I can add now different things like jobs, materials to the task as well. There is an option to have finished tasks. So when we have completed task, we can now have a section to approve it. What does that mean? So why is that, maybe Serhiy, and what's the value in this case?
Yeah, the value is very straightforward for those customers that spotted the problems that not all completed tasks are really completed. Yes. If you know that in your process you have a big risk of mistakes, like the technician is not doing his job correctly, so he forgets to add some information, he mistypes something, or he doing something not correctly on the basis of your workflow. So right now you have separate status for this, and so you can go through completed tasks and approve them. And with that logic, yes, you can also send the task, as right now Janis is showing you. So you can actually change the setting and send all PDF reports automatically only when they are approved. So you will be able to make sure that you will send correct information to the customers, and you won't need to reopen the task, change it, and then say to your customers like, sorry, we didn't do something correctly, blah, blah, blah. So this is just the additional flexibility for you. If your team is bigger, if you have internal like process to check what technician really implemented, and if it's for you crucial, for example, even if you have integration, to send only correct information to your ERP or accountancy system, to have correct invoice. So this is additional flexibility. It's a rather quick one, so you don't need to bother. You just, you see completed task, you review it, you initiate action, approve, and then you will be able to see new status approved, and you can filter within the status. And what in addition, so Janis mentioned this user permissions. Yes, permission groups. In addition, so you can actually define what user group can approve task statuses. So for example, if you have several layers or several levels of approvals, so you can use tags for first level to like check up if everything okay, and then for second level, some permission group, some employees that are reviewing and having like final say if it's really done or not.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for clarification and additional info on that. I think that is as well pretty nice stuff that you have delivered, guys. But let's close the topic for now about the permissions, and let's look into the custom fields, which I would say is as well some uh, breakthrough or some very nice thing we came up or we delivered to the customers, where customers have more freedom to decide what they want and how they want. So what exactly that means is that we have custom fields under the task: objects, equipment, materials, and customers as well. And if we are creating some of the custom fields, so what we can do is what is the latest update on the features is that we can mark it and decide neither it's required in the app or an administrator platform. Yes, maybe comments about this and why you decided that it's should be divided between the web user and the app users.
The answer is very easy. It's like more flexibility. We
Mm-hmm.
understood that there are cases where some fields are required for technician, not for admin. Yes, and here, if you want to make sure that technician would add it, we need to differentiate custom fields. What fields are required for admins to add, and what for app user. We are still thinking about additional improvement for this functionality, but right now you can already test it out. And if you, in your process, if you plan to collect some data, we notice that you are usually collecting it using the remark section or the
Mm-hmm.
evaluation section, but there we can't ensure you that like technician will not forget. And usually our customers are saying us like how to make sure that technician really add this data because it's important. So now you can do it just by using custom field in this mode that it should be required for app user, meaning that if I am doing the stuff as Janis is showing, so I see that I need to fill those fields, I can do it even later. Yeah, but what is the most important? So I will not be able to complete the task without filling those fields.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so exactly, and this is how you can just create different kind of custom fields and add them as mandatory, and then just add depending on the type of the field you created. So you just update it and save and proceed. And as you can see, the request to fill it disappears. So now it's done and updated. Exactly. So that's about that. And what we can check as well from the website, I would say, is here looking on the filters on the task list. And I think that is as well important that from the selection of filters, we can choose as well now custom fields, which we have, and filter out by the custom fields. We can now export by custom fields. Meaning that all the information you have added in the custom fields could be as well exported by the export task option or by total export.
Yeah, we added it to total report export as well because it was in export field tasks way. So we hear our customers where basically our customers say that it's not so convenient for us that it's only in that export. So right now we included that as well.
Okay. And I know that you mentioned for me some very, very good news. You know, a lot of customers sometimes was asking about the filters. So I have added filters and then they disappear. So what you have came up, what kind of solution and what updates you did?
Yes, you look very. You pointed very correctly that our customers struggle with that. So we right now what we did. So the main struggle of our customer was that those filters are disappearing. If you are logging out, yeah, or for your session in Chrome, just disappearing. And then if you have the complex logic how you are filtering it, so you need to spend like 15 seconds to rebuild it. So what we did right now, we are saving your filter selection. So if you have in your process some complex filter selection where you checking like offices, some employees, some date ranges, some task types, for example, and those sets can be adjusted, so you always will have those filters saved. So this is more convenience for coordinators or admin users in their daily life, and like those seconds in the long run can be like weeks of time spent.
Exactly. And if we are looking and talking as well, not only about the failures, but reports, so we collect a lot of data. Our customers are collecting a lot of data, and then they do an export. They do some, visualization and some other metric comparison in Google Sheet or in Excel. So now as well, we can offer a better option how to do that, right? I mean, we have a very good, let's say, add-on or offer for our customers, which is Microsoft Power BI desktop version, right?
Yeah, so we added to, maybe you heard about that, we have a extension, the Power BI app that is working and could be tested. But it's like extensions that require some licensing. So we noticed that it's more complicated for our users. So what we did, we just configured Power BI desktop app version. So it's mean that it's free. So it's then, this is convenient one to look into it. So you can download this application, enable it on the basis of instruction, and what you will get. So you won't need to go and download Excels each month, for example, if you are preparing like monthly reports or weekly reports. So it's just a matter of configuring those reports in your Power Desktop app, and then when you need it, you just clicking one button, synchronize the data, and all the data from your Frontu account will automatically appear in Power BI. And Power BI, this is like Excel with Power Apps. So Excel with additional options to have graphs or data or some algorithms, how you would need to spot some issues, and etc., etc. And this is very good thing to try this data analytics, because we see the value that like our system provides you a lot of data, but our customers have different approaches what data we're using. And we want to give different options for our customers, and even to think, okay, what data I'm collecting and what I can do with this data.
Okay, yeah. So in this case, it's clear, and I think it's something very, very usable. Not, of course, a lot of customers are afraid that it one more tool, so we have to manage and so on. But I would say those who have tried, they understand that it just saves much more time than to do a manual job as well in the let's say Excel. And
yeah, definitely.
And
I want to add here, you put very good points. So because it's maybe like this investments, you need to invest, you need to understand what this doesn't mean Power BI. I used to Excels, but think about that. You will configure it once on the basis of your needs, And you don't need to have this repeatable manual stuff exporting Excel. It will be automatically there with automatical graphs and reports that you will just click to download, and that's all. And you have a lot of time, hours possibly, saved for some more valuable work to do. And what is important, so if you don't know how to do it, if you don't know from what to start, just write us in the chat and we will help you with first steps.
Okay, so in this case, what as well I would like to add on top is that for sure, if any one of you have more questions, so you cannot find something, or you don't know how to do an integration, and you tried to look into help desk user manual and nothing compares. So you always have the intercom chat, which you can use and ask those questions as well. And we will, let's say, guide you through and let you know, and and we will make sure that you will have this ability to test it out. Okay, and before we move on, there is some more things I would like to show on the app side from the task list, which we have changed in the last quarter as well. And what exactly is that? We can see that some of the customers probably have as well noticed that, but there is now a different, how to say, differentiator between tasks or priorities. So we see now on the top as well the urgent tasks, but additionally there is added the mark of fire that task is urgent,
burning.
Yes, it's burning, so you have to run. And one more thing, what we can see over here as well is, and that's a new one, is that we can see a task type as well on the task list, meaning that we don't have to open to check it, and we see the task description or task title plus task type. So maybe you can element on this one. So what's the value and why you think it's as well important information to know for the customer?
Those changes are very small, but this is an example that our customers are helping us to improve the system, because this is like straightforward. This is something that our customer mentioned to us, that for them this is important information, because on the basis of task type they have their own logic about priorities, defining priorities, because it's not always the time when the task is started. In some cases it's also what task type need to be done, and then technician is doing decisions. So that's why this visibility, it's saving one more click, because you always need to go and check. And the urgent, this is like very straightforward. Yeah, you need technician to pay attention, and we have this like voice over, but usually if you have a lot of them, so you need also to differentiate them and to understand. So we just make this like more red, more catchy, with the, to attract attention and to provide technicians that, like focus on this, because this is urgent. So I really want to like give thanks for our customers that they are sending us those ideas. And if you have one, just use a chat. If you have idea, if you have something in your workflow that you see, it's like it could benefit you. Like, do not hesitate to write us, and we'll really consider it. And we are listening to the voice of our customers. So just do it.
Yes, that's for sure. We are growing together with our customer, and without that, I think it's not even possible. As we are not an end user, we are just trying to deliver the best product we can. So moving forward, as the time is really running out, so I see there is some new things as well on the road option, which we have recently made. Not all of them. We can talk about some of them, which is, let's say, one of them is that now you have available different offices. So meaning that for those bigger companies who have regional offices and they count the road, or let's say the kilometers from one office and then from another one, so they need to choose the different offices from which they count this road. So there is an option now. However, I know that there is as well some notifications about GPS coordinates lost and pop-ups about the road distance. So can you elaborate on that one, maybe Serhiy? I will try to show it, but you can maybe shortly tell a bit more. So why, what was an issue about uh,
Mhm.
lost
Okay, so
or no coordinates, for
yeah,
example?
this is very simple. So we just reviewed root functionality because we noticed that a lot of our customers are using it. And
Hmm.
while we were doing this improvement with offices, that also was asked by our customers, to adjust. So we understood that we can um, make routes more easy. Sorry.
Okay.
More easy to use, and we just review the all processes, check our support, what are the most frequent questions from technician when we can't add the route. So we did some notification, so we are providing the data for technicians, and when we are trying to add the route from task objects that don't have coordinates. So right now you will see the information that, guys, there is no coordinates, so we will not be able to show you the kilometers. So
Hmm.
right now Janis is showing. So there are some other options where you just adding some stuff, and the data will be zero, and we see that those staff are usually not spotted by technicians. They were just saving even the zero when this kind of the kilometers are really very close to each other. So we just reviewed all the process and actually refactored all this. So we refactored, it means like in the people's language, we just reviewed all the code and improve it to make
Hmm.
it less crashy, more easy to use, and more convenient for technicians.
Okay. Okay. And so what's your, I mean, what do you think about the Frontu? Is that tool which you would use if you would have a service company?
I'm not kind of the person who could tell this, like tell the answer, because as like deputies, we need to they can't participate in some decision where they have like very interest. So like I
Okay.
am here, I have an interest. Yeah, so for me it's like a child. So this is something uh, that I'm really keen on using. And even I don't have service company, but I try it with my kids. So uh, some time ago I gave it to my kids to do the tasks, the home tasks that he kind of don't like, and he was very eager to check it. And I found it that even kids uh, grasp the logic very quickly, and without any guidance he was just doing the tasks within the like seconds, understanding what he needs to do. So I think that it's really convenient for technicians, and no matter if you are young or old, it's really very simple one.
Okay. Okay then. And yes, thanks for sharing your thoughts. And one of the last things for today's webinar, what I would like to share as well, used by a lot of our customers, and I think very needed addition or update, is that now under the questionnaire, so you can have a questionnaire list, and now opening the questionnaire you have published and it's being in use, you're able as well to export the questionnaire answers. Um, what was it like requested, as I mean, so by integration, so we being able to integrate and to send all of that answers and all the questionnaires before, But why now an export function, which is maybe more manual thing? So yeah.
Because not all our customers have this integration, so we are usually kind of promoting this, like do integrate your systems and do use it. But in other sense, and we see that questionnaires are really intensively used, and sometimes if you're using it even for like upsell, yes, it's more convenient to understand, okay, what are the answers, and here we just thought that, yeah, it could really benefit our customers who want to dig deep, understand, what are the tendencies, or where are the opportunities for upsell, for some other reasons. So it's like convenient step if you don't have integration to download all the questionnaires, understand, maybe you need to adjust these questionnaires and somehow. So additional data sets that can be easily used. So I'm just want to encourage you, just try it out if you're using questionnaires logic and if you are in a professional plan. So check it out.
Exactly, and thanks for sharing this information. Is there anything you would like to brag about and say that this is something which we didn't talk, or maybe something short you could share, or let's just send all the bunch of different things of we have been updated recently, and just send it by emails to all of those participants?
Yeah, I can talk and talk and talk, and probably you will be tired to listen me. So just one farewell point that we really want to improve how we are talking about the stuff that we are preparing for you. So I promise you that we will do our best to brag about those new stuff more often.
Yep.
And if you will notice that like it's too much, just let us know. So we want to spread the news that you would get this value as soon as possible. So just let us know if it's work for you, and we will adjust to your needs.
And to summarize and to end up on this, I would tell that thank you, Serhiy, for this nice conversation, and invite everyone as well. As you already mentioned, so we will be now more actively talking about new things and bragging about that, and like offering you to test out and to inform you. And that's why I invite all of you who is now here participating and who is listening for the next event, next webinar, which will be held on the 13th of April. So please book that date. You will get more information on the timing and the link where you can register for that. And take care. Work wisely, smart, and efficiently. So thank you, Serhiy, and see you next time.
Thanks, and have a nice day. Bye.
Bye-bye.